Let's go ahead and take it in, or bring in Fox weather hurricane specialist Bryan Norcross. Bryan joining us. I'm sure you're also ingesting some of the information just coming in from the National Hurricane Center. But interesting to note that while it is moving slowly, it's also strengthening.
Yeah, strengthening, and it went right over Marsh Harbor in the Abacos in the Bahamas. They had a burst of wind there. I checked in with them there, and now it's moved on past quickly. No significant damage, but about 6 inches of rain as it went by Marsh Harbor, being here on the northeastern side of the northwestern Bahamas. But there you can see clearly a cluster of thunderstorms has developed in there. 60-mile-an-hour winds is the estimated maximum wind. They've had lots of aircraft in there measuring this thing. Pressure is very low for a 60-mile-an-hour storm, and that's because the pressure in general in that part of the Atlantic is low. We have a super big hurricane just to the east of there. So it's the relative pressure that makes the wind speed, not the absolute pressure. So this unusually low 988 is yielding 60-mile-an-hour wind. There you can see on the, when we look at the visible satellite picture, exactly what's going on, and we can see this cluster of thunderstorms right up there that was highlighted earlier, went right over there, Marsh Harbor. There, look close up. There you can see where Marsh Harbor is. This is Great Abaco, is the island there, and this is Grand Bahama here. So they're still getting the edge of it here in Grand Bahama, but they're on the backside of it in Abaco. And the backside of this system is not very much. Most of the most intense weather is north and east of the center. Now we are getting some edge effects, and you can see here this line, but the thing is that the air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere over Florida is pretty dry. So as the storm is sending out these bands, they're mostly evaporating, although some pretty good downpours embedded in it, and maybe some gusty winds, especially up in here, because the idea is the storm is going to move north, intensify some before it heads on off to the east. So central Florida, most likely to get winds maybe gusting up to 40. I haven't seen any gusts over about 25 or so so far, but gusty winds are right along the coast, nothing too dangerous or anything like that. And then moisture continues to stream north, as we've talked about. There is a front up here. The front is right in, you can kind of make out that line right there. That's the line where the front is. So the air behind it is just generally cooler, so that rain runs over the front. So it's not a heavy tropical rain kind of thing. It's more a kind of just steady rain. But where you have steady rain, sometimes you can get flooding, and this is going to keep up, looks like, into tomorrow at least, before it lets up and drier air comes in. So here's the new cone from the Hurricane Center. You notice continuing to move north for today, and then beginning the turn to the right and beginning the turn offshore, intensifying. The thinking is by tomorrow morning, the way it's going, could be later today. I mean, plus or minus only 5 miles per hour by this evening, short of being a hurricane. So that's all possible, but the good thing is it's moving offshore, although it is moving right in the direction of the of Bermuda, and I think there's no doubt they'll put up a hurricane watch for this one. So arriving late Wednesday is the thinking now in Bermuda, maybe even after dark on Wednesday. And they could get a direct hit from this. This is going to be close. The thinking is that it will continue to intensify and then start weakening as it gets on out here past Bermuda. All right, let's look at the other storm. This is the big one, up to 145 again. It went through what's called an eye wall replacement cycle. We talked about this yesterday, a bigger eye wall forming around the center one and then shrinking again. So it weakened for a bit and then re-intensified. Hurricane hunters went out and checked that out as well. Pressure 940. So look how close these two storms are to each other. It's kind of crazy. We'll look at the cone on this one, and then we'll talk more about that. All right, so here it is. You see it's going to clear Bermuda by quite a bit. They've had a tropical storm watch up in Bermuda for the idea of edge effects from Humberto, and but it looks like that's going to be more, maybe they'll get a little bit. They'll know there's a storm out there, but it's not going to be a big deal. But Humberto is a much bigger storm than Imelda, so it doesn't have to come as close to have some kind of edge effects. But anyway, nothing dangerous in Bermuda from this one. So there you see the two systems are about 600 miles apart, and 600 miles is the point where one storm can affect the other. In this case, especially if they're both fairly strong. In this case, this one is fairly weak, and but this one is very strong. So no big effect just quite yet. You can see the circulation of this one is independent of this one, although we are starting to get what looks like some kind of connection there. All right, here we are today. Now let's go forward in time, and you see it moves north and then starts to move east. And what's happening here is there's high pressure out here, and that's what's driving it north. But then the big hurricane comes up in here and just shuts off the high pressure, and so it gets pulled into that weakness, essentially, in the high pressure and moves offshore. You also notice the plenty of moisture up there. This is tomorrow over the southeast, and this is why there is some concern for some isolated flooding. This is not a big deal, but still kind of continuous rain, low-lying areas, saturated ground, and so forth. So we're just going to be ready for that. Then it moves offshore. You can see the idea is that it runs in the direction of Bermuda. Now, what we're seeing here is the model. This is the European model. Is a little bit slower than the National Hurricane Center forecast right here, but they're all basically in the same line. And then moving ahead, you see it briefly goes to Category 2 strength in the vicinity of Bermuda on Wednesday night. So by Thursday, it's passed, and then drier air is coming in. Kind of a front coming down here, but it doesn't get all the way to South Florida, but it really does dry out much of the southeast. Florida doesn't quite get it all. Now, the big effect, I think, that's going to affect more people than anybody with these two storms and two hurricanes when Imelda intensifies is what's going on in the ocean. Here you can see right now that we have the enhanced waves from this relatively weak storm out here kind of north of the Bahamas, and some of that flow is coming back. So we have dangerous rip currents here all the way down into South Florida, kind of coming around the Bahama Bank right down there. So if you're thinking about going to the beach, the weather is actually not going to be that bad. It's quite warm, so people might be wanting to go to the beach, but dangerous surf. Pay attention to the lifeguards, but not as bad up here in the southeast yet. But this big hurricane out here is throwing energy toward the coast too. So watch as we go forward in time here. And now you can see, look at this, the reds are up to 12 to 15 feet, all the way from about Palm Beach County in Florida, all the way up the coast to South Jersey. This is tomorrow as energy from both of these storms pushes toward the coast. And then we go into Wednesday, and look at this, all the way up to New England, you have enhanced energy, big swells pushing toward the coast. So for boaters, check with the harbor master. Anybody going to the beach, check with the lifeguards. Be sure, because this is going to provide unsafe surf conditions, very intense currents in the water from both of these storms pushing energy toward the east coast of the U.S. All right, how confident are we that this is going to do this? Well, there's the GFS. It says it's going to do it. And how about the European? Yep, it says it's going to go north, and then it's going to go east in the direction of Bermuda, and the Google model says exactly the same thing. So we have very high certainty that this is going to do some version of this, no question. And when we look at our tropical threat graphic, you see that it takes the storm north and then east in the direction of Bermuda. But over around Bermuda, notice that we don't have the deep reds. And then out here, we don't have the deep reds. That means less confidence in the track. So exactly where it's going to be when it's in the vicinity of Bermuda, a little less sure. But the good thing for the U.S. is that we're very, very confident that this is going to move offshore. And the real threat, I think, is going to be that energy in the ocean. Steve and Marissa?
Yeah, and it's been fascinating to watch how the forecast has evolved, because there were a lot of complexities when we were looking at what was eventually going to be Imelda over the weekend. And Bryan, in your note this morning, you probably assume we're going to ask you this, and I know we've talked a lot about it, but this is our first hurricane season, as you'd mentioned, comparing the AI models with the traditional computer forecasts. And you had said, which is true, I mean, the traditional computer forecasts are more expensive to run and computationally speaking, intensive. So Is this a promising trend for Google AI? Is that a pretty obvious question, or has it just been a lucky season and we've not had to deal with really tough systems yet?
Yeah, well, this is a pretty tough system. Anytime something's disorganized, it really was amazing. I was amazed that it picked up on the right turn so soon. The Canadian model kind of did it too, but so you always ask yourself, there is the story that even a blind squirrel sometimes finds a nut.
Right.
So, you just because it gets it right doesn't mean that it has it figured out. But in the middle of this whole thing, Google updated their model, and then it totally settled down to shooting off to the right. So we're just going to have to see whether, there are other storms in the world to look at, too. It's not just hurricanes, right? We have typhoons and super typhoons and all that. So when we get done with this hurricane season, we're really going to be able to look at it and try and understand better how much the model did really well and what its weaknesses might be in comparison to the traditional models we've been using for years. And of course, they're always being updated as well. But it really is impressive, I must say. It's kind of stunning to see that happen so clearly with this storm.
And Bryan, real quickly, because I know we're running out of time, just for people not as familiar with the AI models, in terms of the difference between those more physics-based models, AI is more of a has more of a learning mechanism to it. Is that the correct way to say it?
Yeah, so they put data in, not from every past hurricane season, because they leave some hurricane seasons out so that they can test on those. So they don't want to put, they don't want to give the model the test, essentially. So they do that. But Google also goes back and looks at high definition data and puts that in as well from around the core from the last several years. So they're doing a little more to try and make a good forecast. And now they're learning. They're learning how to tune the model to end up with good answers. So it takes multiple storms to really know exactly how successful they are.
Well, so far so good. I'd have to say a hat tip to Google AI and much more. It will be interesting to see what the years ahead lies for hurricane forecasting. Fox Weather hurricane specialist Bryan Norcross. Appreciate it. Thank you.